Thanks for staying with us, because we'll be wrapping up very soon. I mean, we have just about 15 minutes. I really need Dr. Olumide to help us, because I don't want us pointing fingers again. I really want Nigerians to see themselves and see, where am I doing wrong? What way am I acting poor? In what way am I poor? Because you might be living in a beautiful house, but your mentality is really poor. And we need you to be wealthy in mind, because that's the only way all of us can collectively help in building this nation.
Money is nothing but a tool for the fulfillment of purpose. And once you have not identified the purpose for your existence, you'll be pursuing shadows. What Nima was talking about, it's all about the value you live by. How do you define wealth? You already have a family, that is wealth. You are healthy, that is wealth. You have good relationship, that is wealth. You are knowledgeable enough to know what you should be living for, that is wealth. So by the time we move from that point, we enter materialism. You already have a house, you have a car, you can pay your bills, you can eat. That's all. Those are the basics. Every other thing is extra. And that extra is supposed to be subject to the purpose that you want to achieve. If your purpose is to reach out to people in a village, then your budget will be village budget. If your purpose is to reach out to people in a nation, your budget will be nationwide budget. But most of the time, people are looking for the money and the resources that is beyond the purpose that they have. And once they have money beyond their purpose, they run mad. They go wild, because you don't have any purpose for that money. So you have to look for something. That's why there are a lot of sins, because money gives you liberty and freedom. There are a lot of evils and ills that people will never think of. There are a lot of temptation that will never come to you when you are poor. The very minute you have money, that is when those new kind of temptation will show up. Because now you have the money that doesn't have a purpose. But there are people now that have billions in their accounts, but the vision and the purpose they are pursuing is in multiple billion. So even if they have 5 billion, they are still pursuing more. Not because they want to buy another shoe, but because they have another vision that is beyond the 5 billion. But when people don't have vision, if your vision is a 10 million naira vision and you have 50 million, that remaining 40 million, you have to look for club to go and buy a drink of 500,000 and think that you are right, because low self-esteem, inferiority complex is a software that is running some people. So I think, what is your personal value? When you have personal value, you will realize that a good name is better than silver and gold. You will realize that integrity.
Yes. I want us to understand this, because if your aim, your entire life purpose, what I'm hearing you say, because one of the people I admire the most in this world is my mother-in-law. This woman is not trying to do anything else, but just raise her 4 children.
And that's enough.
And go to heaven. And go to heaven. This her 4 children is her entire life. And when I now individually look at these 4 children, they are successful individually. And that woman, she's just doing her business. She's not talking about
purposeful.
And I'm like, this woman is so wealthy, she doesn't even know how wealthy she is. There's no country she wants to go to that she's not going to. She's got visa here, she has citizenship here. She doesn't want to appreciate that. I'm a bad, like I'm about the US. She has green card and she's there just, hey man, New York, you know, she's so wealthy. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this woman, if you understand what you have,
she understands what she has.
She understands what she has.
It's other people trying to give new definitions
of what
for her to aspire, but she has fulfilled what she do.
You know, this reminds me of some pictures of celebrities when they go visit their parents, and then they put it on social media. You have Nigerians saying, how come your parents are still living in this sort of house? How come they are, because they don't understand that the wealth, they are not seeing the world that you have described. For them, they're happy that they have raised children who are successful, that you know them to the point that you can even criticize what our family house looks like.
Most of those houses, they have fresh air, they can go cut their vegetables, they are not eating all the poison you are eating, thinking you are a big man or a big woman, and they are living well, living long. And
I can go home and relive childhood memories in my childhood home.
They sleep with joy. They are not afraid that somebody will come and call them out for this or that, because they have lived a life of integrity.
Like definition.
It's definition.
Yes. And there's something like there was a post I made sometime this last week where I said, focus on your focus. Nothing else deserves your attention. So you see that child, right, that was eating that food. You need to learn from that child. That child was so focused eating that food, regardless of everything that was happening around her. Whatever that is happening around you in life, whatever the naysayers, anybody is saying, focus on your focus. Don't get distracted though. That girl, regardless of everything that was happening to her, she was eating that food.
And you need to articulate what she was eating in her father's house.
So you need to. So that is where.
Yes, she's focused. For me, that was what gave me some sort of hope that she's there.
Yes,
that she's still there.
Yeah.
Because those words, I don't know how often you need to hear those words that you start believing the lies. You understand? She still talked about what she eats in her father's house
destroy everything
with confidence. Because to have, a lot of people will say, like we already said, she looks well. There's a plate of food in front of her, but her mind, if that woman stands over her head every day and tells her things like that, every day she's killing her, degrading her,
damage her psychologically. She may be looking okay, but she's completely
the girl needs internal power to react. So belle first. As you talk, your talk is for you. I need to get energy. I will react to you later. That's what she did. She focused. She needs power to go crazy.
Let's take a few comments on social media as we wrap up.
So Afsa says, when you are contented, you are like a king. The peace of mind that comes to you, no be here. You will sleep with your two eyes closed. Oladidi said there's a lot of monies in Nigeria, but they don't reach their destination. And that's what I want to talk about. We don't balance wealth here. It's in a few hands, and it's okay for those. We boast of the 1% of the 1%. But when you go to Qatar, you cannot even tell the poor man from the rich man. Because they practice a balanced Islamic system of zakah.
See, that's where government comes in now.
Culture, no need. Our government will not. Fela sang a song. He said, culture and tradition.
Because everybody, the basics.
Our government is not different.
Education free for everybody. Once you get to this age, you have a house. Once you get to this stage, you have this money. When you marry, you get this. It's already part of the commonwealth. That commonwealth and those basics are not available for many people here. So healthcare free, education free, this free, because the money from oil, it is constitutionally settled that everybody must have their portion. But the money here, not everybody is having their portion. Only few people are having their portion. Most of the rich people in the world today, you cannot trace their wealth to any productive invention or product or service that they have produced. It's because they have the right connection and they're able to connect to one opportunity, and then the common way that should go to other people comes to one person. And most of them don't have enough purpose to now share it. But when there is one crisis, they come and drop 1 billion. And they say, oh, the billionaires are drawing 1 billion. But what were you doing before that crisis came?
So that's almost like this. And that's almost like what this woman did, only in a smaller way, which is when there's a crisis, you give a plate of spaghetti and see what I've given you. I sent them 1 billion. I sent them 2 billion, but so what? But let me read this comment. Olumide Emmanuel says, if you come to my house as a host, I'll offer you the best. Most time, offering you what I would not necessarily use at my will. It's how I esteem, it's how I hold you in esteem, I guess, saying. Making a guest comfortable isn't show off at times. And then we have Thing Gummy says, don't confuse mentality and values with poverty, which is the state of lack of resources to meet basic needs like food, shelter, and there is not a shortage in Nigeria, and there's not a shortage in Nigeria. People exchange their votes for onions and salt and rush to scoop petrol from tankers.
We have to wrap up, unfortunately, but I know that I have to ask you about your business sustainability summit, which is coming up. How is that going?
Yeah, it's good.
You were here about it for the last time.
Yeah, I came the last time. So we give opportunity for people to pay at 50% discount. So if they're interested to join us, they can still do that.
I know we did not show the numbers last time, so that's also we're trying to show.
So they can plug in. They have the opportunity to pay 50% discount by the end of this month. So those that are coming in as individuals, instead of 4.5, they pay 2,250,000. If they want to come with their spouse, where one person is paying 2,250,000, the spouse will now pay another 50% since they are staying in the same room. And then people that are coming with their staff, instead of 750, they pay 375. And if you are coming with 5 of your staff, they pay 300,000 each. It will now be 1.5 million for each.
Wishing you the best. We did not show the numbers last time.
So they can call us and then
for us to show it properly. So that's our fears. Well, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you. You're the right person for this topic.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I think what I got the most from this is that how everybody must have defined their own value of wealth. I mean, for me, that opened my mind, because the truth is that everybody has what wealth means to you. Materialism doesn't necessarily mean wealth. It's not. It's not even wealth at all. So, and if you where you are, if wealth comes to you, if you don't have the purpose to drive it, you then go and use it for anything. And that's what we see. So when we see people just buying things, because
It's
they've not
prosperity
gotten
without
a
a
purpose
purpose.
for that
Money
wealth.
without a mission.
Oh, fantastic.
Money is a good servant, but a bad master.
I think we can end that. Let's go on a very short break. It's Tuesdays, our health Tuesday. We have to do something on health. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.